located in Italy. Its name is University of the Siena. This university is very famous because its high ranking is about 600 to 650. But the most courses are in this university is about arts, and that is why this university is very famous for the art courses. Before going to start this video, you have to understand that the application process is open for 2022 and 2023 intake of September and February, and there is an application fee which is approximately €30 for each courses, and you don't miss an application deadline so that you can proceed your application with the good standards. Talking about the DSU scholarship, this university also provide you a scholarship which has all the expenses covered. For example, your tuition fee, home accommodation, book expenses, and other expenses that are required for the education. So you don't have to worry. I will provide a video on the DSU scholarship when the process of the DSU scholarship started in this year. Now let's move towards how to find your program in this university. There is a browser program that is located on the main application portal. You have to open that link and you have to check that all the programs are open or not. In this section you will see that there is approximately two intake, one for the 2021 and one for the 2022. For the 2022 intake, the application are still open. You have to select that your application is going to start by checking and clicking the button. Now let's move toward the registration process. In the registration process, you have to check that you are a new student and you have to apply your application where you get generated code that you have to copy. And one more thing, the email will also send you on your email, so you have to check that your application registration click is available on your email. So you have to click the registration section and you have to paste your code that is provided in the previous section. After verifying that, you have to approve your application because the process is very similar with other universities like Padua, Genova and other universities. So after that you have to submit all the information and agree all the information. In that section you are required reference code. If you don't have that reference code, you will not have to worry because this is not a necessary part of your application and this will not affect your application. Now after moving towards next step, which is the application startup, in that section you have to check on the left side where is my application is written as title. So you have to select and move towards the next section. Now you can see that these are the programs are offered for the master program. So you have to select one program to get into the application process. In this application process you have an ample of options that you have to fill. For example, the first option is profile, and I am going to pause this video so that I will provide the good options and answers that is written in the section. Now you can see that these are the information that are necessary and you have to fulfill all the requirements according to your personal information. After that you have to move towards the contact information. In this contact information you have to upload all the necessary information. If you don't know about something, for example the Skype, you don't have a Skype ID, so skip it because the stars are the only title that is necessary and the without star titles are not necessary. Now after completing and fulfilling all the requirements, you have to move towards the education section. In the education section you are applying for the master program, so you have to select your 12 years of education and 4 years of your graduation or bachelor program. So let me pause this video too and I will provide all the information regarding this section. Here you can see that the application is filled and I uploaded all the education related information. You have to select when your education is started and when your education is completed. So these are the information that are necessary. If you don't know about the title, for example suspension of education, so you have to leave that because these are not a necessary part. So you have to move towards your bachelor's program. In this bachelor's program you have to select that your education is completed or your education is undergoing. So you have to upload all the same information and move towards the next section, which is the education is from the private institute or public institute. Now let's move towards the language section. In this language section, whatever is it, for example for Pakistani students they have Urdu as their native language, and for Indian they have Hindi as their native language. Talking about English proficiency, if you are a student and you don't have the English language certificate, for example IELTS and TOEFL, so you have to select B2 level language certificate, and you have to write that you got the university English language certificate from your university. And if you have IELTS, you can write at IELTS. So in this video I am going to start this application with the English language certificate and what years of education that you get in the English language. So you have to provide your 4 years of education. Now let's move towards the employment. In the employment, if you have any kind of employment history, for example, if you did any kind of internship, part-time job or full-time job, you have to write their period and you have to write all the instruction that is asked on this section, and you have to write that how much hour that you work on the specific institute. If you work for 8 hours for a day, so 56 hours will be for the 1 week. Now let's move towards the activities. In this activities section, you have to upload your hobbies. But from my point of view, the activity section is not a necessary. If you want to upload your activities, then it will be a better, but leave it because this is not a necessary part of your application. Now let's move towards the next section, which is the travel history. So if you have a travel history regarding your education, regarding your residence in the outside country, so you have to mention that. If you visit some country for a short travel, for some kind of journey, so you don't have to include that specific instructions. So now let's move towards our motivation section. In this motivation section, you have to write that what kind of information that is necessary. For example, they are asking that what your program for the future, what kind of study do you do in this university, and do you have any kind of skill that will help you to enhance your admission process in this university. So you have to write approximately 1000 to 4000 words or characters, and you have to write on the Excel or Word so that you can copy them and convert into this website. So these are the information that is necessary to be filled. So the motivation is very necessary part of the application, and I will provide a sample answer in the description, so you don't have to worry about this one. And now let's move towards the next section, which is the document section. For the document section, they are demanding you from the to upload your CV, your transcript, your English language certificate and passport. For that you have to move towards the checklist section, because in that checklist section you have to collectively upload all the information in that section. Now before moving towards the checklist section, we have the other section. In this section we have different kind of information that are asking by the university, so you have to upload them. Otherwise these are not a necessary part of this application, but in this section, informative source, you have to write that you can get the information from the university website. Now let's move towards the checklist section. In this checklist section, you have two different signs. One sign is with yellow color and one sign with is red color. The yellow color is not a necessary, but you have to fill if you have the information or if you have the document. So talking about the red one, these are the necessary. You cannot proceed your application without them. So you have to upload documents and you have to upload all the information that is asking by the university, and please read the description that is written on the titles. As you check the information about the uploading your document for the transcript, let me pause this video and I will upload all the information. Talking about the CV writing or resume, you have to include different kind of information like your experience, your background, your interest, your project, certificate and other information that you want to include in your CV. Now let's move towards the payment section. In this payment section, they are asking that you have to upload your information that is necessary. For that you can check your email, your inbox, and before going to go towards the inbox, you have to say that these are the checklist section that is necessary. Talking about the English proficiency, these are the information and titles that are asking by the university. If you get the English language certificate by the university, you have to select the option, but if you have your English language certificate by the international institute like IELTS and TOEFL, you have to upload them. Now let's talk about the payment section. In this payment section, you will receive an email on your email account or the inbox section that is written on the left side of this application web